Hey guys, Augiesaint here and welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about all the enhancements that we can get on Sorc, like my little tier list of what I think is the best ones to use. So the enhancements, as you can see, are all up on screen. We're going to start out right at the top with Spark. Killing an enemy has a 10% chance to form a crackling energy. Could be pretty useful for an electric build. It's literally the only build I could not get to work as strongly as the other builds, the Fire and the Frostbolt, but I think there could be some potential behind Spark because it does rely a lot on critical strike to make it really work, the lightning build that I was trying anyway. So maybe useful, maybe not, because crackling energy does just help a lot with the lightning build. So overall, not that great, but not terrible. Moving on to Firebolt, direct damage from skills applies up to an additional 170 burning damage over 8 seconds. For a Firebolt, I was actually using this for a while, and it helps you proc a legendary aspect that gives you more fire damage when enemies are burning for more than their maximum health, or like they have a dot on them. So it could be pretty useful. Would I take it? Maybe, maybe not. So overall, again, about the same as Spark. Nothing major, nothing great, but not terrible. And then Frostbolt. Direct damage from skills applies up to 15% chill. I believe this is very strong as it is direct damage from skills. That means any skills. Core skills, mastery skills, conjuration skills, whatever, and they apply 15% chill. And how chill actually works is chilled enemies have reduced movement speed. Repeatedly chilling an enemy will freeze them. And then once they're frozen enemies cannot move or attack. Enemies can be frozen by repeatedly chilling them, as you see down there in the tooltip. So overall, I think this one is very strong, especially for frozen builds where you get vulnerable on the frozen and chilled enemies and everything. But overall, very good CC, and it just applies to all your skills, so very good one over there. Definitely close to S tier, but I'm not sure, maybe A tier, like A+. And then moving on to Arc Lash. When you use a cooldown, enemies around you are stunned for 0.5 seconds. If you guys have seen my build on the channel with the CM 69.0, that could be pretty strong in that one, just stunning enemies a lot. But again, not really too much, because you'll be stunning them anyway with your frozen if you're using that build. So overall, I think pretty bad. The worst one so far that we've gone through. Moving on to Fireball. Ultimate S tier, strongest one we have. Fireball is just amazing. Chuck it in there as soon as you can. It's really strong. When you kill an enemy, they explode in a fireball for 50% of its damage. Obviously, they will scale up. If you level up your fireball, it's going to do more damage. 50% of whatever its damage is. I do have a fire build using Fireball Hydra on my channel. Go check it out if you guys are interested. But very strong. Definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest one that we do have, I would say. My favorite one, definitely overall. Moving on to Ice Shards. Ice Shards automatically conjure and fly towards frozen enemies. I actually have not tried this out yet, but I could see it working really well in that build of mine. The CM 69.0 build. If you actually, because everything is frozen a lot, and if this will just, I'm not sure what the internal cooldown on this is, if it's just going to happen all the time. If it does, definitely good. Better than Arc Lash anyway. And then moving on, Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning forms automatically after spending 100 mana. Now there is some other passives as well with the after so much amount of mana. I personally do not like them. There's the one that I first tested was Hydra, and it might seem cool and all, but it's really random when that's going to happen. Obviously you can see the counter and you can kind of control it on your mana spending, but you could be walking somewhere and then you hit a skill because you forget it that your thing is like almost full. Then it procs Chain Lightning while you're standing there and there's no enemies around you, or like it goes behind you because you're actually going forward really fast. Just a waste in my opinion. Pretty bad. I would not use this one at all. Definitely along there at the bottom with Arc Lash. And then Charge Bolts. When you stun an enemy, there's a 40% chance to release 3 Charge Bolts from them. Charge Bolts overall, I don't like it. Not that much. I mean, it could be strong in a lightning build because there you will be stunning enemies a lot. So possibly 40% chance is quite a high chance there. So when you're stunning everything all the time, I could see the use in that one. Definitely better than Arc Lash and Chain Lightning. Moving on, Incinerate. Every 20 seconds a serpent spawns and incinerates enemies for 6 seconds. If that is the giant serpent from like our ultimate skill, what's it called, Inferno? Possibly, but I actually have never tried that because it just sounded pretty stupid. So again, it's like you can't really control it. It's just like time based. You could be walking somewhere with like proc and it's pretty much wasted proc. I would not suggest it. Moving on, Frozen Orb. Frozen Orb, oh wait, we actually have this leveled up. So let's see, whenever cast on a non-basic skill, you have a 20% chance to launch a Frozen Orb at an enemy. So non-basic skill, basic skills are these at the top here. So any of these skills can actually proc Frozen Orb. Really nice, especially if you are playing the Frozen Hydra build that I have a video on. Again, Frozen Orb Hydra, insane, like really good CC and really high damage build. Especially all of it focusing into the Frozen Orb with the aspect. Really good. Definitely S tier on this one. Right up there with Firebolt. Not as good as Firebolt, but definitely up there. Like S, maybe like high A plus S tier. Then Firebolt is like S++, like no competition. And then moving on to Flame Shield. Flame Shield automatically activates once you take fatal damage, can only happen once every 2 minutes. Could be good for hardcore. So far it's the only death passive we know of in the game. The one that I know of. I haven't really looked really that deeply, but so far it's the only death passive that I have seen. So for hardcore, possibly, just, you know, for that oh shit moment, when something happens, something goes wrong, you DC for a little second or whatever. Possibility that it could be good, but you have only 2 enhancement slots that you can choose, so those are really important to choose good ones. I would probably not be using this, but maybe if I was playing hardcore just as like a little backup, we'll use it there. So not bad overall, but not great either. Frost Nova. Your conjuration skills have a 30% chance to unleash a Frost Nova when hitting enemies. This could be very strong with the CM69 build. I actually think it will be one of the ones that I do pick up as my enchantments for both of them later on once we get to level 30. Very strong. So your conjuration skills are all of these bad boys over here. So your Hydra, your Ice Blades, and your Lightning Spear. And it will unleash a Frost Nova. So I'm guessing if you level up the Frost Nova, it's going to get all the modifiers that Frost Nova has. So like they're killing Frozen, Frost Nova reduces cooldown, and also the vulnerable. So it could potentially be very strong over there. Definitely high A S tier over there as well. Ice Armor. Upon getting hit, you have a 5% chance to apply Ice Armor. Terrible. I've tried it out, and that 5% chance is just so low on top of you not getting hit very often, because if you're playing correctly, then you won't be getting hit often on your Sorc anyway, because you'll just be mowing through everything. You'll kill it before it can't hit you, or you'll just be like 2 screens away while your Hydra's getting it. So overall, pretty useless dead one there. I would not suggest it. Probably the worst one so far. Actually, no, I still believe Arc Lash is the worst. So a little bit better than Arc Lash, but overall not too good. Teleport. Evade is replaced with a short range teleport on a 16.1 second cooldown. I tried it out and it seems a little bit buggy, as it just gave my evade. You see down below that we have 2 evades, so when you press spacebar, it will actually evade you somewhere. So that should replace that right with the teleport. But what actually happened is it literally only gives you 1 teleport. So I can hit spacebar and I teleport once and it's just back to the normal evade. So I don't know if that's a bug or whatever. But overall I probably wouldn't end up using that, as it is a short range teleport. So maybe, maybe not. But definitely not worth giving it one of my slots there. And then Ice Blades. For every 20 seconds in cooldowns you spawn an Ice Blades on a random enemy. With the CM69 build, this is what I was using in the build video. It's really good. So every 20 seconds of cooldowns, could be any cooldown, as long as you like any 20 seconds you spent, and that counts for all of them together. So if you have a build like focused on all cooldowns, every one of your cooldowns is contributing towards that. As long as you have 20 seconds of being in a cooldown, you get Ice Blades, really strong, because then Ice Blades gives you the effect to cool it down a bit. And it's crazy with that critical mass build. Hopefully they don't nerf that, because the damage potential on it is not actually that high, but the CC and like the tanking and the ease of play is really good with that build. It's like an easy turn your brain off farming build. I love it. If it is a thing when the full game comes out, it's probably what I'll be playing in like the early game to farm up all my gear using that build. So S+ tier as well, right up there with Firebolt. Moving on to a Hydra. After spending 300 mana, a 5-headed Hydra spawns for 5 seconds. Useless, because the Hydra does so much damage anyway. You don't ever stand around like long enough. Like I said before, the mana things, it's a little bit uncontrollable, because if you have to only focus on like not spending your mana, or spending your mana as fast as you want, it's not worth the extra effort there just to get one that lasts for 5 seconds, whereas your normal Hydras would have killed whatever it was in 5 seconds anyway. So yeah, not good at all. I don't like that one. Lightning Spear. Absorbing crackling energy has a 10% chance to conjure a Lightning Spear. Lightning Spear is one of my favorite abilities. It's like the thing from Avengers, Yondu's little arrow. They like and it goes around and kills everything. Amazing. I like it. Although I don't know how useful it's going to be there. It's only a 10% chance, but Crackling Energies, when you do have the lightning build, has you do drop a lot of them. So potential could be good. Lightning, like I said, I've only tried it once, didn't work, so I moved on to something else due to limited time. So in the full release, I'll definitely try that out, and we'll come back to this again. So we'll see this all after the release. Lightning Spear, that's okay, it's meh. We'll leave it at that. Firewall. Each time an enemy takes burning damage, there's a 5% chance to spawn 2 firewalls underneath them for 3 seconds. For the Firebolt that I did showcase on my channel with the Meteor Firebolt, really good in my opinion, as the Firewall just gives you increased damage to fire, or like increases your damage on enemies, your fire damage, gives you mana regen, and with the Firebolt you really need the mana regen. And I think later on, once we have like more mana regen on gear and cooldown reduction, all that kind of stuff, it's just going to scale really well. And Firewall itself does a crazy amount of damage. As you see there in the background, I haven't leveled it up at all in this build, and it's already doing 1164 damage over 8 seconds. It's a lot of damage with all the added effects. I think Firewall definitely A tier on that one is there, really good. And then Blizzard. Every 15 seconds a blizzard forms over you and follows you for 6 seconds. Again, something you don't have control of. It's just going to proc all the time. Could become annoying over time if you're running around and there's a blizzard like during a cutscene or just before a cutscene while you're running around in a town. It could be a little bit annoying. So overall, I don't think it's very good unless you got like a full cold build that Blizzard actually scales up Blizzard. I don't even know what Blizzard does. I think it reduces your mana if you stand inside it. So potentially you could work up something with that. If we could actually make Blizzard do fire damage, that would be insane, because then it could like proc the what do you call it, the legendary aspect for the fire damage over time to give you more fire damage with your Incinerate, giving you mana regen. Then it will be busted, but I don't know if we can actually change that to fire. Maybe something down the line we can change the fire. Otherwise, meh, not bad, not good. And then Meteor, lucky hit chance, 3% chance for Meteor to fall on enemies. Terrible. Like the 3% chance, just I've never seen it happen while playing with Meteors, or just putting it in there to see if it procs. I've never seen it. That's a really small chance. So if that does scale off of our lucky hit chance increases later on down the game, maybe would be really cool for my Meteor build to have an extra Meteor just flying down. But 3% chance just doesn't happen. Not worth it for the extra skill point there, especially with the enhancements. The other ones being so powerful, I would say pretty bad on the Meteor one. Moving on to Ball Lightning. Lucky hit, critical strikes have a 25% chance to spawn a static ball lightning. So we'll spawn it in place. I played the skill in my build, and overall it wasn't that great. So I would say no, pretty bad. Someone's inviting me, probably some random. Yeah. Where were we? Ball lightning. So ball lightning, critical strikes have a 25% chance to spawn a static ball lightning. I would say it's pretty bad. Overall, the ball lightning wasn't that impressive when I tried it in my shock build. I actually dropped it out completely and stopped using it. So yeah, I would say it's pretty bad on that one. Under meh. And that is all of them, because our ultimates we can't put into our enhancements down there. So my favorite one by far is Fireball, and then close second, really close, is Ice Blades, and Frozen Orb is like my favorite ones. And Frozen Bolt is really good as well. So those are like my top 4, I would say. The rest are all pretty good or pretty bad. Unless you're Arc Lash, then it's absolutely garbage. And what was the other one? Meteor as well. Those two are the worst by far in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And that is it for my tier list. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful and entertaining. If you did, please drop a like and a sub to the channel. Helps me out so much, and I'll catch you beautiful people in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the